This is the Okayist Hunter podcast. Never pass on shooter bucks, because that's just meat in the freezer. It's your tag, you hunt how you want. This is Okayist Hunter.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Okayist Hunter podcast. Coming at you from the Okayist Hunter podcast studio, brought to you by Spartan Forge. They are the premier, elite, most badass hunting GPS deer predictability application on the market right now. Use code OHP at SpartanForge.ai to save 25% off of your subscription. We have a couple new partner announcements to make. If you've listened to the podcast and post-production in podcast land, you hear that we do work with Go Wild. They are a social media, like much more than that, but social media app designed for hunters and anglers, where you're not going to get censored for stuff, get your wrist slapped for posting a grip and grin, or shunned by some non-hunter. Among other things, you can buy gear there and things like that as well. Vector Custom Shop, they're an old friend of ours. Greg and I met Isaac back in his early days when he was just going to start. And we worked together back when we were Where to Hunt podcast. And Greg, me, and Derek all shoot Vector Custom Shop arrows.
Yeah, have been for the past 2 seasons. This will be season number 3, rolling into it with Vector arrows flying through the air.
Yeah, they just launched their new ZMR. They keep selling out of them like
As soon as they're up,
they're gone.
Yep.
So I don't know if I have a discount code from Isaac, because we just are too busy to actually like nail things down. But if I can get one from him before this goes into podcast land, I'll put it up there as well. And then also we want to welcome Latitude Outdoors. They've been friends of ours for a while. Greg and I were both using the Method 2 saddle of theirs last season. We're going to be trying out some of their platforms and sticks this season. In addition to the saddle, we're going to get Derek hooked up with that as well. But you can save 20% off of all their accessories if you use code OHP. Be sure to check those guys out. They have some great products. They really pay attention to detail. They got a lot of, like, I don't know how to describe it here, but everyone that asks me, oh, isn't saddle hunting like uncomfortable? Don't you get hip pinch? No, I don't. Not with that one, because there's just so much to adjust.
I think if you're getting hip pinch, it's wrong fit.
Yep.
And wrong fit in anything, boots, hunting clothes, hat, whatever.
Yeah, if your boots are giving you a hip pinch, you got
right. If you have discomfort, it's time to assess something.
Oh, that's funny. So, no, yeah, welcome to our partners. We're happy to have you guys. If you're listening to the show, check those guys out. They help support us, like the equipment that we have, the gear we have, the studio that we're in, all that stuff. They help fund all this stuff. And it's not cheap, I think we got to get Greg over here some new headphones. I know I got a pair over here that's kind of a little too squeaky, so we put them on the side, and I got to deal with that. We keep having more people in the studio, so we might have to upgrade the mixer to more than 4 inputs for a mic.
Right. And
the next pump up is 6.
They did come out with a new one, I just saw.
They did. I don't know if it's that much better or not. I've heard mixed reviews.
It's not like we use this thing to its full potential either every time.
No, we're not using all 4. But the rare occasion we get that extra person in here or whatever, it's like, then I got 2 people sharing a boom mic, and that's kind of a pain in the butt. So it is what it is. But that's why we have our partners. They help us.
That's right.
Put out this content. So anyway, excuse my shortness of breath and my nasally voice. I'm dealing with week 3 of sinus infection and allergies. There's like so much pollen in the air.
It sucks.
It's terrible
time of year, but everybody's getting sick, and the new variants of the crap virus.
Oh, is that still happening?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I haven't had that problem yet. Knock on wood. Thank God. I don't need anything else floating around here. But I am drinking some Drop Time Spirits, by the way. They still are friends of the show, and they're keeping us from going dry here. We got a couple more bottles left before we empty it out. Mm-hmm. And then I got to knock on their door and have them ship us a new case.
That's right.
They're supposed to be in Wisconsin soon. They bottle their stuff here in Wisconsin, and they want us to come out to the distillery to see it all happening, which would be kind of fun to do.
That'd be way cool.
So anyway, welcome to the show. If you're just joining us, on the live chat or the live stream, you can call into the show. We do have a live phone number. I'll put that on the screen at some point, but the number is 262-757-4122. And we do have a chat going, so feel free to jump in there if you got some comments, questions, or additives to the story or conversation. So that's it. We do have a guest with us. I am not going to even begin to try to pronounce your last name. So it's Jimmy G with Half Rack. What's up, Jimmy?
Going, guys.
It's good, dude. I don't know. You heard all the intro stuff. We're just rolling over here, rocking and rolling. We changed up our background. What do you think, Greg? Darker?
Seems nice.
That seems
Yeah,
nice.
that seems nice.
It's clean. It's crisp.
Yeah.
Contrasty.
Ish.
What's going on over by you, Jimmy? You're in Virginia, did you say?
Yep. So now we're behind you guys. You guys are having a nice chill combo. I'm sitting here waiting to go to bed.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be a long time before I go to bed. This
Yeah.
keeps me up pretty late doing all this stuff, so it'll be a while. But tell us a little bit about your role with Half Rack and who Half Rack is. Give us the elevator pitch here.
Yeah. All right. So the long elevator pitch. So I mean, I guess basically I do a ton of stuff at Half Rack, pretty much everything marketing. I guess you could say that I'm the director of marketing. That covers me in this short version of the story. And then Half Rack is a brand, outdoor accessories, everything from gun cases to bow hangers, uh, bow cases, bow well, and then after the harvest stuff. Anything you need basically from before the hunt to after the hunt, accessory wise, except we're trying to build a brand that is something for people to cheer for. Much like everyone who loves listening in on Okayist Hunter, right? Like you guys are giving them a purpose, something to root and stand behind. So that's our focus as an accessory brand, because there isn't really a accessory brand in the outdoor industry that fulfills that need of having a flag to fly. So
No, I think, accessories with the soul is kind of how I've heard it described. And the way I have it kind of laid out on your website is there's in the field, there's lifestyle, after the harvest, and then shooting accessories. So like, you guys were at ATA this last January and you did products. Can you talk about, maybe some of the keystone products in each of those categories, the field, lifestyle, after the harvest, and some of the shooting accessories you guys have?
yeah. Well, I guess to start, the two main ones that we didn't necessarily like launch, but just kind of like brought a little bit more awareness to at ATA this year was our Gambrel and our Boeing, which are actually passing right there on the left. So like those had been available for people to, but first like touch, feel, in your face type thing was at ATA. So I'll discuss those first quick, and then I can kind of run each category. So just like as a whole, we have a wide array of stuff, whether you're a gun hunter, bow hunter, and like I said, from to after the hunt. So I bow wing obviously during the hunt. So it's your standard bow hanger, but part of our focus as a brand with all the products moving forward is innovation. So giving you the simple things that you need just in general, and then either making tweaks or upgrades to certain things like we did with the Boeing, or then just all new products as a whole that are innovative and not been seen before, which is something you can expect from us towards the end of this year and definitely into 2023. So the Boeing, the upgrades there are at the end where you put your bow on, it's a little bit more gradual, so easier on and off, especially like I know when I'm hunting as a righty, like I oftentimes lean back over and then you're trying to fight to get the bow off the hook. So subtle things there, but then we added in the oversized gear hook, which acts in two ways. One, hang a grunt tube rangefinder off of it underneath, and it also bites into the tree to give you that extra rigidity when your bow's hanging on the edge. And then on the top, so that's like your standard fitting bow ozonic. So kind of all in one, check a few boxes. Simple upgrade has been stated before. And then the biggest number with hoist kit is again just like kind of like a quality up. Normally it's just like black metal finish, but we've gone with like metal, what you'd call hammered metal finish. So it's, I guess, gray and then the undertone. I don't know that it's fully been able to be seen on the site yet in stock, and we release something new, but again, just subtleties that make a difference in the long run.
You're getting a little choppy there. It's showing the signals, maybe 6 out of 10 it says. Is it, or any chance, are you on Wi-Fi or LTE or something like that?
Yeah, I'm on Wi-Fi.
Shoot. All right. Well, we'll keep rolling, but it's just a little glitchy. So hopefully it picks back up here. How about that, Jimmy?
No worries.
Yeah, Oak Tree Dreams just commented, your guys' stuff looks pretty awesome. I mean, everything's so on brand. It's really well done. I think there's, and I'll let you keep rolling with it, by the way. I don't want to steal your thunder, but one of the products that I saw at ATA was the, I don't even know what it's called, but it was I thought it was your guys' product. And if it's not, oh my God, I feel like an idiot, but it was like this magnet thing that you slap on your truck on like your rear quarter panel and you can lean your gun on it.
Yeah, yep. That's so that's something that we're kind of just testing out, see how people feel. It's not on our site at the moment, but it's technically a licensing thing with another individual. So that's the Shotgun Buddy. Super neat idea. It's something that we are still kind of hashing out how we're going to offer it, but yeah, that was our product, or at least.
Yeah. No, I thought it was awesome, except it wouldn't work on my Ford because of the aluminum body.
Yeah.
I was like,
well, see, the biggest problem there is not that it doesn't work on your Ford; it's that you have a Ford.
Yeah. Okay.
Ouch.
Yeah. Greg's got a Chevy, so I'm sure he's like thrilled about my Ford half the time. I'm pretty agnostic. All trucks these days seem pretty nice.
Any truck's better than walking.
Well, any truck's got a big gas tank right now is a problem.
Yeah.
It's a different topic.
Yeah.
So what else? What are some of the innovative things you guys have rolling currently?
So I mean, I would say that the Boeing definitely probably has the most like upgrades to what you've seen standard, and our assortment at the moment is, you know, if you want to be technical, it's what you call like opening price point Me Too products, right? There's a fair bit of people that have very similar things. But again, our focus is to put a soul into these products, showcase stories with these products as like, the nexus to success. And for, these are an assortment from 2021 that is now rolled into 2022. The biggest things with those were quality upgrades and focus on materiality and design of the actual elements. When you'll see the more innovative stuff will be, again, like come 2023. But for what we have currently, I think one of the nicest ones that I love to point out is our Wazi. So a 48 for a scoped rifle, 2-inch for your standard semi-automatic over under shotguns. So those are cotton. Padded quilt cotton finish. So like nice padded quilt design on the outside with all tone on tone. So like logo's not big blaring in your face in like an orange or red or what have you, right? It's black on gray. It's simple. It's clean. It fits in with the assortment of what people already have, because that's where we want to be able to find ourselves, is to mix in with anyone's array. Because like, everyone, if you ask them what's your favorite camo, what bow do you use, they all have what they root for, and oftentimes they want to keep it cohesive and looking clean, whether that's for social media or just because that's what they like. And we want to be able to fit into that seamlessly. So that's why we take those clean design approaches. So that's, I think, the biggest one that I would point out at the moment.
Yeah, and whoever is on your design team and on the product development side it's sharp. I mean, it really is. It's the way that you're articulating it. I wouldn't be able to put my thumb on it that way. I think that makes a lot of sense, because you're right. You don't want to clash with your stuff. There is, in some cases, people do. There's different things that you like for various reasons, or sometimes you just get the product that you have because it fits a need. But then you are having that clashing thing. It's kind of like, I would akin that to getting a used vehicle. Yeah, there's a color you probably want, but sometimes the mileage and the engine and the terrain or the drivetrain are more important. So you're willing to settle for maybe a color you're not super thrilled with because it meets other needs. But in your case, you kind of get the whole package.
Yeah, no, that's a great way to put it. And again, that's like the weird like kind of balance we have is like we want people to products are, but we know that we have, we have to take a seat to main focus of what his outfit is generally an after conceived to begin with is to not make them an afterthought.
Right, which is, again, you guys are the only company I've ever heard of that is solely focused on accessories and gear. Everyone else has it as an afterthought. You guys are the focus when you're encompassing everything.
Yep.
It's kind of cool. Yeah, and we've had Josh here. Josh on your team has been in studio. I think he's proximity wise not too far from us. There's a bunch of you guys over there at Half Rack. What are some of the things that can you talk about what's coming to fruition for like later this season? Is there anything that you're able to kind of unveil?
So I'd love to. I think from what I've heard and like this, obviously certain things are subject to your focus is with, I think there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3 or 4 new innovative products. One is like it's not necessarily innovative, but its purpose and how it will be marketed is not something that's really been done. But other than that, there's 3 others that of products that we're gonna look to showcase at ATA this year. Obviously, fully like that'll be the first time anyone sees them, a full display of new stuff. Um, what I'll do for you is it's going to be, I haven't thought about it in this sense, so I'll do it. I'll say it as I'm thinking about it. I'll tell you what category they'd fit into. That's about as much as I can give you. So, one of them will definitely be for after the harvest. 2 of them will be for during the hunt, and kind of odes to some public land. So, like, it's going to be an interesting piece for sure. Something that no one has ever seen before. And then I know there's a 4th one, but now I really can't remember it. So we'll just kind
Yeah,
of
that's like me trying to remember my kids' names.
all be right.
That's man, that's got to be difficult. I would hate to work for Apple for this reason. I would just have such a hard time sitting on some secret like that for like a year.
It's all good. It's fun. It's fun knowing that. So I guess I look at it as the benefit of having to sit on is go through all the emotions of what you feel about it, especially concept perspective to final product, to where then you're best able to tell a story from a marketing perspective of how you want a consumer to feel, right? So like it's not just, hey, here's this cool product. It's running through all the emotions and thoughts and details and how we can showcase it and all these different nuances that then people wind up doing all themselves because we're human just like everybody else, right? So like if you go through this time of thinking about the product and seeing a new way it could be used, all of a sudden people are going to be using it the same way, but you've already had that realization. So now you can best communicate with them. So like I love marketing and all that stuff. So that's my focus. I'm okay with keeping it a secret.
Yeah, that's cool. Craig would be a great product tester for you guys. He like invents his own ways of doing things. I feel like every season, it's like, I'm going to make a stand, or I'm going to make a platform, or I'm going to make a stick, or I'm going to modify this, or I'm going to modify that. You'd be a great resource for them to just bounce ideas off of. Hey, Greg, what do you think of this?
There's plenty of PVC J hooks being used in trees to hang bows and other things. So
I almost bought one last year. Like,
sounds like OSHA must love you, especially man making your own platforms.
yeah, I borrow parts and pieces from other things that are already OSHA approved ish.
Oh.
So, and they get tested before I just go out to the woods and hunt out of them. So
yeah, he does jumping jacks on them or something weird like that.
yeah,
Drinks a couple beers on it. Okay, can handle the curls. We're good. I don't know what you do over there, Greg.
yeah,
But you're always tinkering.
yeah. Probably going to be less of that this year and more focused on finding something I really want to hunt and kill, hopefully. So we'll see.
You heard it here, guys. Greg said less tinkering this year. I doubt that's going to be the case. You can't help yourself.
Yeah, well,
It's not a bad thing.
no,
I'm not dogging you for it.
no.
But You guys got a wide array of stuff over there that's helpful to just kind of like outfitting yourself. It's actually funny. I'll like browse your site and be like, oh, I guess I probably could use this. Like that snack bag you guys have.
Yes.
Like who the hell thinks of that?
Snack.
But there's enough freaking things with wrappers on them that are loud and crinkly and crunchy and silly. So like,
It's nice. You just pull them out of the crinkly, crunchy wrapper.
Yeah.
You toss them in the bag, and you.
do you
take
have
it out.
the you have
I
it,
do.
don't you?
Oh, yeah, I have it.
That's right. That's one of the things that you got that I didn't. I'm
Well,
jealous.
We'll have to get you one.
Yep.
But I think the funny thing about the snack pack to me is that growing up, the amount of times my dad told me to take my snacks out of the wrapper before we went in the woods is I couldn't even count. And the amount of times that I didn't listen was every single time.
Mhm.
But now there's a solution for it. And it's kind of ironic that's was the transgression of that part of my hunting career was it went from not listening to my dad to now I can just put them in there.
Especially those Nature Valley bars. I don't know. I think maybe like what they've done with their packaging is like more biodegradable, so like great for the earth, but fucking impossible to open.
You put it in anything colder than 40 degrees, and it gets like 3 times as loud.
Yes, so that's one like, and they're really good to eat though. I like them, like the chocolate chip double chocolate one or whatever it is. Amazing, but no, you can't. I opened one the other day and it freaking crumbs flew all over my entire kitchen. There's still crumbs in there in places that I can't even figure out. Stupid freaking things. So that's not something I want to open in a tree stand. It's not going to go well. And I'm probably not going to eat the damn thing because it's going to fly somewhere else. So that's a great idea. That and sunflower seeds.
That's fair. What is well, I guess since we're on that topic, what is your number one snack of choice? That's always a good question to pose when talking about the snack pack.
Honestly, I like the Cliff Bars these days. That's what I'm into.
You're into the Cliff Bar.
Like the double chocolate brownie Cliff Bar specifically. I
looks
love
like
that
something
thing.
you scooped out of the cat box.
No, those ones actually taste good. Now, if you're gonna eat those, what are those other ones? Like the 3 eggs or whatever. I don't even know what the hell they're called. Those ones are not easy to eat.
Yeah.
RX bars, yeah, they stick in your teeth, dude. You take a bite and it's like you're picking out your teeth with XR. So if you're bored and you want something to do, just grab one of those things. They'll keep you busy for a while.
I'm not a fan of those.
Now I kind of like the Sunbelt Chewy Granola Bar because that wrapper is fairly quiet, but they're still not like you don't pull them out and they're a dried up thing of oats and whatever else they mix with it. They're much more palatable.
Mm-hmm. You haven't tried the double chocolate brownie one then yet?
Overrated.
It's not. I'm telling you. That's why. Yeah, Oak Tree Dreams. So that's why you get the zebra cakes.
See, now you're speaking more my lingo. Or you need to have oatmeal cream pies. Those are quiet.
What about those? What are those energy balls? Like the peanut buttery oatmeal things that my wife makes.
Putting peanut butter on his balls.
That's for the dog. Jimmy, John has a question. He said, "Are there any tree stand safety products that you guys have?"
So I guess I'm assuming with that you mean safety harness. Yeah, no, we don't have any of that at the moment. And as far as I know, I don't believe we will be getting into that. I mean, if so, it would be a handful of years out, but that's where we are at with it currently.
Good to go. Good question, John. By the way, guys, phone line is open. I'll put the number on the screen if anyone wants to call and ask questions here. We're happy to bring a caller on.
What made you decide to get into this business? I'm just curious. With as big as the market, big and or small as the market is, and how many products are available, you guys had to have a couple of really key items, I think, to want to compete in this space.
So I'm assuming you're asking me, like, specifically, why would I want to be a part? Like, why did I like to become part of Half Rack?
Sure.
So, I mean, I guess that question for me would be definitely more of a personal and like the brand as a whole. I mean, the brand as a whole answer is that, in this space, yeah, there's a handful of options, but the biggest thing is soul behind it, right? Soul, purpose, values, all that. The accessory space in the hunting industry is not unlike many other portions of the hunting industry. Tree stand, camo bows, right? No one, it's interesting, right? Like you may or may not ask that question had I come to you with a new bow brand or whatever, because it feels a little more in your face, tangible that like, all right, yeah, this is a cool bow with X feature, right? Accessories, they are so simple in nature that it seems a little bit more odd as a space to get into, but it's really coming down to now with many different companies and brands creating a ton of the same stuff. It's really a game of who can outmarket and who can outbrand. That's on the technical side. So like that to me would be the brand answer. Personal answer, it would be similarly to that, as well as I, I got out of the military 2 years ago, and pretty much started my time, like started doing stuff in the hunting industry, like short after. And I've been very blessed with the path I've been able to take in it. And the reasoning for wanting to be a part of Half Rack, first is one of the first opportunities I had, but second, why I want to stick with it is because after not getting to hunt in the military a ton since being away from home, I realized the importance to me of making a memory as opposed to just like chasing a big deer or whatever, and like being able to hunt with my dad. As much as I love to bow hunt, like I'm just as stoked to go to deer camp and gun hunt as long as there's good people there. So like, and those are some of our main values, and in a very contextual way for Half Rack, but that's why for me.
It's a good answer, man. That's really well aligned with our ethos, which is why I think our brands are pretty, like, obviously from a human perspective, we're all friends, but I think our brands are best friends, like they go hand in hand and they're very complementary to one another. Like you said, as much as I love bow hunting, there's nothing that can replace deer camp for me either. Like you don't get that from bow hunting. So yeah, it's intimate to bow hunt, and you're much closer to your query and things like that, and whatever. It's a longer season, but there's something about just getting together with the boys and throwing back some beers and blasting a rifle off in the woods at a deer too. At that point, I'm like, you know what? I had a rough bow season. I'm about to take the boomstick into the woods, and I always use that scene from Billy Madison. No, Billy Madison. Yeah, Billy Madison, where he gets a dodgeball. He's like, "Oh, you're all in big trouble, right?" And he just starts chucking the ball at these little kids. It feels like that for me when I go in the woods with my gun.
That's a good way to put it. Well, actually, I know we had talked earlier. I mean, if you're cool with it, I'd love to take that part of the conversation and be able to kind of share some of our thoughts on what our fall campaign is, because it like aligns perfectly with that sentiment.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I know there's some other stuff we want to get to also. So go nuts, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, there's definitely some details still being hashed out. Obviously, like any other campaign, like there's always brand collaborations. So like those are things that are still working themselves out. But I thought that it would be really sweet to like, especially to your audience, like you said, like our brands are friends. Like I think we all think similarly on a human perspective. So be able to share what our major campaign is. Trying to build it up this fall, so it's something we can continue in the future. So like, for everyone listening, get on board and take part. But it'll be the Slug Gun Slam. So it's going to essentially be a photo contest, as from a giveaway perspective, and that'll basically, the whole purpose of it will be to showcase whatever photos amongst a certain number of categories that showcase best part of our motto, fond memories, will be the winners. We want to try to employ people to get out and go use a slug gun to hunt, during their respective, legal season. Cause it's not something that when I think of traditional, like bare bones, classic deer camp story, I picture like a flannel, a slug gun, and like a stool, and like that's it. And you just got good people in camp. So that's the reason for it being a slug gun slam. Try to employ people to go out with a more traditional outlook, focus more. And I also think the slug gun itself is not something that ever gets brought to light from a marketing perspective in our industry. So it's just a unique way to get people out, talking about making memories, just enjoying being out there. And then, like I said, whatever photos amongst the three categories best showcase fond memories will be the winners. So that's
Sure.
kind of the overall gist of it.
Well, I mean, slug gun, that takes us back to our roots. I mean, I know I started off with my dad's 870, which was taller than me, an old Wingmaster 12 gauge. And I remember blasting at deer and just about getting knocked down every time I pulled the trigger because that gun was so much bigger than me. But I still continue to use a slug gun. I mean, forever we were regulated in southern Wisconsin here to use slug gun only, and then probably late 90s, early 2000s they switched over to either rifle or slug gun. Or
It depends on your local municipality,
yeah,
and
but for the most part around here we're allowed to use rifle now. But I prefer to carry the slug gun because it's open sights. Like you said, it's a bare bones gun, and it's always reliable.
the first deer I ever got was with a slug gun, a 12 gauge pump action slug. I think at probably 10 or 15 yards, my dad can, weigh in on the distance. It was pretty close, and I got down to go get lunch, and so we'll just hang on, wait for me to get over there, and I'll come back with you. And in the process of waiting, a spike buck showed up, and I got him. It was my first deer I ever got. It was pretty damn exciting too. That thing freaking rolled. It's like got a distance. I was like, holy shit. But that was it. That was my first deer I ever got, was with the slug gun. And I got a rifle the year after that. And mainly because I was jealous my dad shooting deer from a further distance. I was like, well, I got up the ante here and give myself some more opportunity. But my dad still has that gun at his house. I'm sure it'll end up at my house at some point here. It's huge. It's probably as tall as I am, and I'm 6 foot. It's an really large shotgun. Had quite the kick too when I was a little kid shooting that thing. It hurt my shoulder like crazy. I was a little baby about it.
I put a little flinch in you.
Yeah, it did. I was like, oh no, I don't want to pull the trigger. But no, that's cool. That's awesome. So, like, how do people participate? You said it's like kind of like a photo contest to highlight the fond memories. Like, what's in your mind's eye, because you're creative? What does that look like to you?
Well, yeah, I mean, so a few things, while y'all were both sharing your stories there, like that'll be part of it, just like more of the community aspect as opposed to the contest aspect will be like trying to employ people to hop on their story, post a reel, or tag us. Maybe it's just a photo that then gets entered into the contest and share the story of like you said, like you killed your first deer. So I might have to hit you back up. We might have to have a podcast solely geared around slug gun stories and when they come the fall. But so basically it'll run November 17th through December 12th. So try to not keep it too long, but try to hit right in the sweet spot of when most people's gun seasons are. So hopefully everyone gets an opportunity to be out there exactly for, that time. But, since it's a photo contest, there's no like expiration. Like if you're able to share a photo that might be a few years old, like especially year one, as we're trying to get it out there, I'd be super down with like people sharing that stuff and getting involved. So to me, from a creative perspective, what best showcases fond memories? See, that's the tough thing, is it's very subjective. But I think that's also the fun part. I would say, I don't know, if I had to really paint an image, and this is just the first thing that comes to mind, it would probably be a couple generations in one photo, possibly even, whether, or it's like a husband and wife like married in, and it's her first deer and their kids there, something that spans generations, because like that's our aim for our brand. That's kind of the focus of Slug Gun Slam, is that it's timeless. And I think it should be more geared around the expressions within a person's face or their hand gestures, their body language, as opposed to the actual animal. So that's kind of how I would paint it.
That's cool, man. Like, so my dad, he got his first deer with that slug gun, and he bought that when he was young. So, like, actually kind of neat to hear my dad's story of it. I don't know that I've even heard it, or if I had, it's just been so long that I don't remember it. And then mine, like, let's hear how this slug gun got two different generation of hunters their first deer. At some point when I pass it down to my, two sons or daughter, or all of them or whatever, how great would it be if they get their first deer with it? Like literally a gun serving 3 generations of hunters. That's a ways off, but
I got something. Yeah. Last weekend of gun season, you're gonna have to come out.
okay.
We're gonna go do some pushes.
Your gun drive that you do?
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll do some pushes. It won't be hard to do with 5 or 6 guys.
Yeah, right. We'll fall into the swamp. I'll be that guy.
That's fine. I'm usually that guy's going waist deep in the stuff, and I don't care. But I'll see if I can get the old man's master with the 30-inch barrel and find some Brenneke slugs to put in it,
Okay.
because those shot the best out of that gun. You get your gun, we're gonna have to shoot it and find some good ammo for it.
Let's have a gun off.
I don't care.
Slug
Let's
off.
do it. We're slugging it. Gonna slug
Slugging
out.
it. There you
We're
go.
slugging it out.
That's great. Yeah, I think the like sling on the shotgun is held on by zip ties.
Yeah, mine. Dad didn't want to wreck the wingmaster by screwing in studs to the stock, so his was like an old coal pin sling that had a loop on it, and he looped it and wrapped it around like the pistol grip part of the stock.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then he had an end cap that did have a swivel in it, and he put it on there, and it worked fine. But I remember it was Jim Crumley's Real Tree even, so that's dating it a little bit.
Sure.
And it had a Weaver quick point scope on it, which had a big magnified like piece of glass on it that would attract light, and you'd look in it. It was no magnification. To look through the sight, so you had no magnification. So whatever you saw was what you saw.
Sure.
It didn't bring it in closer. And I remember lining up on that first 7-pointer that was running through the cornfield and shooting it in the back, and it rolling over and getting up and running off.
It's crazy, man. Yeah, the one I got was in the neck, which whatever, that was enough to do it in. That's exciting, man. Obviously, here we are, shooting the breeze about it. Someone on TikTok just said, "I like the sound of this." I think you guys are definitely onto something. You guys have a great team over there, so it's not surprising that anything you guys are going to do is going to be fun like this. But
you want help with it? Let us know.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you guys got enough content between those 2 stories and that deer drive to get us going.
I shot. Yeah, I mean, that first buck that I hit in the back, and I never got it. I didn't get to tag it. That was at age 13. Somebody else took it after, I don't know how many other guys shot at it and hit it, but I didn't get my first buck officially until about 7 years later. I finally shot one on a drive about 70 yards with my 870 special purpose, and that had rifled slugs.
Oh wow, that's kind of cool.
Savage slugs.
Interesting. Yeah, Greg knows his way around a gun better than I do. I know my dad had texted me the model of that gun, and I texted it to you, but of course now I can't remember it on my phone because it's over here. So that's neither here nor there. But so obviously in August you guys have an event going on. I'll be there for it. I might even be doing some podcasting there if the opportunity presents itself. Why don't you talk about that a little bit? I won't steal your thunder on it, but I'd love to. We're in Wisconsin, so I know it's going to be local-ish to where we're at.
Yeah, so I guess just to clarify for everybody, so like what we were just talking about, that'll be the Slug Gun Slam, like photo contest in November, December, but then this in August, our 2%, so we're a 2% certified company, so well, like you guys are as well.
Yep.
But so basically 1% of our time, 1% of our money goes back to conservation. Every year, I guess it's pretty much roughly winds up being the 3rd Saturday in August, is 2% Community Conservation Day. So every 2% certified brand, can go out, do like either a fundraiser or like a river cleanup, some sort of conservation event. So last year was our first one. We started with doing a fundraiser. So this will be our 2nd annual one down in Waterford, Wisconsin. So I guess just a little bit south of you guys. Yep. That's right south of you guys.
Correct.
Yeah, no, good job, man, for not being here. That's great. I wouldn't expect anyone to know that.
So basically last year how we did it, we had a couple live podcasts. There was music, free beer all night, which was bought by Earth Environmental, which is a company local to your guys' area, not hunting related. But they'll be buying the beer again this year. And it's at Spanky's Bar and Grill in Waterford, more specifically. So super cool vibe. Everyone there was super cool, especially, for me, I've always been on the East Coast. So like seeing the Midwest in general was just pretty awesome. And everyone's definitely nicer there. That's for sure. But raffles, silent auctions. Last year, the Wisconsin DNR was there doing a Q&A. And last year we raised $6,100 for conservation efforts in Southeast Wisconsin. This year, we're looking to do everything I just said, but amplify it. More live people, like more live podcasts, different music, some other live Q&As. And then this year we're electing that all of the proceeds go to the Ward Burton Wildlife Foundation. So Ward Burton was a NASCAR driver. So from there, that'll then be divvied out from his foundation. So we're looking to do a few things. One, bring more attention to it, get more people there. Last year there was probably like 60 entrants and then the other people that happen to be at the bar. We would love to have 200 entrants plus the people at the bar. And hopefully at the very least double the $6,100 that we raised for conservation through all those things, live auctions, raffles. So I know for sure we have stuff coming from Trophy Line. I guess we'll have to talk to the boys at Latitude too, see if they're willing to help partake, because it's not about which brand is there and this and that. It's about just helping raise money for conservation. So we want to get everyone involved.
Yeah, the more attractive some of the products are well known or liked or whatever is going to increase the bidding war that happens on that, which will raise your top line for the conservation efforts, which is pretty cool. And maybe someday it gets big enough where you guys are giving away a freaking truck or something like that. I know Bear Archery's got that badass truck they give away for Total Archery Challenge. It's a different caliber of event, obviously, but
yeah,
pretty big draw. We just had AJ, right?
Mm-hmm. AJ
on the last name again, another doozy, Kazmierzak from the Coffee Viking on last week, and he won the freaking truck a couple years ago from Bear, which was ridiculous when you hear about how it actually happened. Like I said, I don't know how you didn't go to the casino that day because you get struck by lightning.
Some people can just shit in a swinging jug.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, unless I have diarrhea, I might get a drop in there, but I certainly not heard. Visual picture
shit
there.
Through a screen door and not touch a wire.
Oh, disgusting. There's so much poop in my house, so I'm used to it. Between the 2 cats, the 2 dogs, and the 3 kids, someone's always puking or pooping in this house. It's disgusting. Don't ever get carpet. I'm over carpet. I never want to have carpet in a house ever again after all the things we have running around in here.
That's fair.
I tell you.
Good advice for when I buy a house.
Yeah, dude. Carpet's no joke. It's just disgusting how much it holds. Reminds me of, the place we stay at for deer camp. It's all like, was it LVP?
Yeah.
Which is nice. When you're done, you just sweep.
Sweep.
You're good. Someone spills a drink. Oh, no big deal.
Wipe it up.
We call that no big deal. Like, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Hard surfaces are a wonderful thing.
Where are you staying when you come? Are you coming to the event then? Are you coming back?
Yeah, I'll be there. I see.
You getting an Airbnb or what are you getting?
Staying at Josh's. I'm not paying for that.
Oh, you're staying at Josh's house?
Perfect. Yeah.
God, he's such a big dude. Like and I don't mean like hefty. I mean like he is a towering man. The fact that his last name is Dutton is oddly coincidentally freaky. Yep. He has a commanding presence. Super nice dude, but just
I can put him in submission with just a few words. Get him scared.
A few words.
This is we definitely gotta. I hope you can make it there because it'd be great if you had all of us on at once. Just like the dynamic. That's why I really like working with the guys, and it's always good to be able to showcase that we're people too. Like we're not just like a brand. You know what I mean? Like we like to have fun and shoot deer.
There you go, shoot deer. We got that shirt, dude. It's funny though. Like perception is reality. And the perception put out in the digital landscape is just interesting. A lot of folks think we're much bigger than we are, and it's just a couple of us.
We're just working class guys.
Yep.
I mean, not to steal that hashtag from anybody, but I got a regular day job, and I try to help out what I can, and Derek does too, and Tyler's got things going on, and you're running 10 different directions all the time.
Yep.
So we just tie it down to a chair every Tuesday.
That's a good way to say it, Greg. I never heard it like articulated like that. Tie it down to a chair every Tuesday. Here we are. Yeah. No, and it's just fun. Like, we have so much fun doing this stuff. So no, it's marked on my calendar. Although I don't know the date offhand, but someone just asked Jessica Ann, who's a pretty major player here locally. So hopefully she can make it. It'd be fun to see her there. We met her at the trade show this past March, but she's asking what day is it, which is the same question I had. Even though it's on my calendar, I want to know what day it is.
It's Saturday, August 20th this year. I think roughly like to come like enter the event, it'll be roughly 3 p.m, and then just run all night. So that's the time change, but that's the day for sure.
Cool. That's a weekend before our event, which is the 27th, and we're in hardcore planning phase right now.
John said he saw your limo around town.
Yeah, that's probably not my limo. We're not Seek One, okay? We don't have our own limo.
Crew cab pickup trucks, do they qualify? Half ton? I guess they do.
Jessica said she'll be there. Perfect. I'll be there about 5 miles from there. Perfect. So we got at least one attendee from listening to the podcast.
Nice.
How about that?
You go to the link in our bio on Instagram. I'm pretty sure I put it in there. You can go register now, pre-register, and everyone. So, all right. I know that there's sponsors and this and that and the other thing, but I know y'all are sponsored by Spartan Forge. But so everybody knows, if you come to the event, every person through the door at the event will receive 40% off from Huntwise. So, like, just got to put that out there. Sorry if you have to take backlash for that, Eric, but
Bill will just punch me in the shoulder a couple of times when he comes through Wisconsin. But there's enough overlap there with a lot of those players that obviously they don't have what he has, and he doesn't have what they have in some aspects. So I think it's totally cool.
Exactly.
But we're not going to call him better with those guys. No.
That's fair.
Bill knows too many powerful people. I've met a couple of them. It's very scary.
Wow, you feel threatened, huh?
I wouldn't say threatened. I would just say conscious.
That's fair.
I'm surprised. I wonder if he's listening. He usually listens. It's been a while. He's a busy guy.
Listen later.
We'll need to come to the Mobile Hunters Expo and hang out. Yeah, Chris. I don't know when that is, but I know we have I think it's in August. What's the trade show that we've gone to in the past in West Bend? What's that one? Deer Fest?
Yeah, Deer Fest.
I think that one's it's changed over the years. We'll see where it continues to go from here forward. But one of the main stays that kind of got the thing going on, they left the space, and I think it left a bit of a vacuum there for those guys to try to figure out. But in the past, it's been fun. A lot of the trade shows seem to take place in the spring by and large. So, I know we have potentially this coming weekend, we have an archery shoot with our buddy Anthony with Deer Vein. I intend on trying to make it for the morning. I have your guys' event. We have our event. So there's some fun things going on in summer. Total archery challenges happening around the different states. I think they're in Michigan next.
Yeah.
So there's plenty to do with your bow in hand or, beer in hand or both. Not at the same time, but it's good stuff.
Got to be responsible archer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. For our foam fest, I've been trying to say properly, shoot first, drink later. I've said that backwards, which could be a problem. If you drink first, you're not allowed to shoot. There will be a waiver.
Done.
Leave it to me to mess that up. Send the wrong message out to people. But we're giving away a couple of bear archery bows, which is cool. So that'll be fun, and among a bunch of other stuff. And I think we got to talk to you guys offline about that too, because I believe you guys are a candidate for giving away some stuff too.
Sweet, yeah.
And I think we're going to bring some of our hats or something to your event also. So if people want to get some of our stuff, I don't know, we're happy to toss in for your silent auction or whatever you guys have going on for that. I was talking to Josh about it.
Yeah.
Make sure we get on that.
That'd be
side.
You better hide some in the corner somewhere.
Yeah.
They all disappear.
Yeah, our stuff's going quick. It's weird. Silly TikTok.
It's a good weird.
Yeah. It makes it hard to plan. To cash flow and inventory. That's a whole new thing for us. We're just a bunch of goofballs. So we're entering real business issues. Good issues, but issues nonetheless.
That's the hard part about business, is that when you start, you're like, I think I've got it all hashed out, and then you're chasing your tail halfway through.
Yeah, you're like, oh, this is actually working. Now what do I do? I'd actually expect to catch a car when I was chasing it. Shit, what do you do with this thing?
It's the most true thing about business. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah, Oak Street, love the bottleman hat. Wear it way more than mine. That's good. Anytime someone wears our stuff more than their own, that's maybe a good sign, I think. But we're like that. I wear a lot of other people's stuff. So, dude, thanks for being on the show. Any like thing that we're forgetting to cover? Do you got an okayest moment you can share with us to wrap it up?
What does an okayest moment entail?
Something that can be defined a number of ways. I'll put my definition on it for this particular instance, but oftentimes it's something that in the moment you're like not okay with or pissed about or like it's disrupted your hunt in some way, and later on you can look back on it and laugh. But in the moment you're like, mother, it's not cool.
Let me think.
Or
so
you
I
forgot something or something embarrassing, like anything that you normally wouldn't share with people, we want you to share with us.
Okay. I don't know if I have one, but I know my dad has one that I can
Oh God,
share.
you're throwing dad under the bus on the podcast. That'll go over well.
Yeah. Well, him was the only person I ever hunted with growing up. I'm from Long Island, unfortunately, New York. So not very many. There's a lot of hunters.
Uh-oh, connection dropped off like dramatically. You still with us there, Jimmy? Oh, he's gone. Damn it. We're have to get him right back in here. Let me see if I can kick him a link here. I don't know what happened. Our signal's still going strong, so sorry guys. Right when the story's getting good.
Somebody hit the cable box out by him.
Something happened. It literally went all red. Said 0 out of 10, and then he dropped off. We'll have to do some editing and post-production. Thanks to the folks in TikTok joining in. Appreciate it, guys. Happy to see you here. It's fun to get some more listeners each week when we do this. We'll see if Jimmy jumps back on. Try saying that 10 times fast.
He had to take a time out. Maybe he remembered.
His dad probably pulled the freaking plug.
Maybe he did.
You're going to tell me a story of
Don't you
man.
dare. He was over there with
just
the wire,
cuts the cord.
side cutters. He was ready to cut it.
That's what is the side cutters.
Yep, that was it.
I hope he can jump back in. Obviously, he knows we lost him. We lost you. A text here. That's the thing I like about Mac is I can text from my computer. You know this because you have a Mac now.
Yeah.
Yeah. This can also be a pain in the ass.
Oh, it's tied to my wife's phone, so I can't do any of that stuff.
Oh, jeez. Well, if he doesn't come back in, I don't know. Well, what are we going to talk about? That awesome shirt you're wearing? There he is.
My awesome shirt? Nope. We don't need to.
Okay, you were just about to tell the story, and then it went like red, and you dropped off. So, like,
All right.
you thought maybe your dad cut the cable with a wire cutter or something like that.
All right. So basically, you heard nothing. All right. So I'll repeat. All right. So grew up hunting in the Hamptons. It was like early November, so like big houses, rich people. The landscapers are finishing up the landscaping for the year, wrapping up the bushes like they do, all this expensive stuff. They're like 70 yards from my dad. He's sitting there. Deer are used to the noise, no big deal. But then after a little while, one guy wanders off into the woods and squats down and starts taking a dump like 25 yards from his tree stand. Didn't even know my dad was there. And then later on, all three of the guys are in the yard, and they look up and they see that my dad was over in the tree, and they all start laughing. So I guess that's probably his okayest moment in the woods.
Witnessing someone take a crap on your stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Oh, there's no deer coming anywhere near here now. But maybe they're used to that kind of smell. I don't know.
Yeah. You never know with those New York deer.
Like, what's yours? Maybe not the one, but like
I think
one.
Most recent is dropping my phone down while I'm trying to talk to somebody as I'm.
Was that Derek?
Yeah, as I'm watching my deer fall over. The buck that I got with my bow last year. I think that was pretty okay.
So why did you drop it? What happened?
Well, clearly
just slipped out of your hand.
Yeah, it was just like I could barely feel my fingers the way it was, and I'm talking to him, and I'm like, "There he goes," and then as I'm saying that, there goes the phone, and it went through. I don't know how it made it through the platform of my tree stand, but it did without hitting anything.
No, you should have went to the casino that day and shit through a screen, huh?
Yeah, should have. And it made it through the platform and landed in the marsh grass below. and then the deer keeled
Did
over.
you found your phone
Oh
afterwards?
yeah,
No big deal. It was right
laying
there.
digging around in the grass, and it was there.
Jeez, Derek's like, Greg, was he on speakerphone?
No,
Oh yeah,
no,
because
no.
you're watching your deer going on. I wouldn't think so. It would have been pretty funny to hear him talking to her. Greg. Great. Yeah, mine last season was probably calling you guys when I had bucks around me.
Yeah, it was pretty classic.
That or missing the opportunity of that nice one because I was reading your text of that poacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I don't even know if I would call that an Okayist moment. I'd call that a FML moment. But dude, thanks for hanging out with us tonight, man. Now your name, unfortunately, when you search half rack, you'll find a lot of like weightlifting equipment. How can we ensure that people find you guys? Where do we need to send people to go? That are tuning in that want to check you guys out.
Yeah. So Facebook, you can just type in half rack. Instagram is half.rack. And then our website is half-rack.com. So that's how you can find us. And yeah, TikTok, we're kind of ish on there. If you type in, I think it's half.rack for TikTok as well. We'll be on there more as things progress, but it's an interesting platform.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but
Yeah.
can be very rewarding, as we've seen. There's real community there, which as we're live on TikTok right now, we got people commenting. So it's good to see that some of the people that we know, like, and trust are over there. It's more than you'd think.
Sweet.
Cool. Well, we're gonna end the live broadcast, folks that tuned in live. Thank you for hanging out with us and dealing with any sort of technical internet glitches. It is what it is. And this will be in podcast land tonight. So we'll let Jimmy go to bed and we'll get to work over. Thanks, guys.
See
All
ya.
right, guys.